Hello, this is Carolyn Cooper from SimplyAlign, and today I'm here with one of our certified SimplyAlign practitioners, and this is Brigit Atkin. Brigit's been a certified SimplyAlign practitioner, that's a mouthful, for a long time, and doing good work with her clients. And I'm just going to turn the time to her. And Brigit, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, thanks, Carolyn. So I am Brigit Atkin, and I have 4 kids. I have 2 boys, 2 girls, and I'm a Nana, and I've been doing SimplyAlign since 2011. And I got into this kind of by accident, but for many years, my kids, when they were small, were always sick and always in and out of the doctor's office. And it kind of became my joke that we're financing our doctor's vacations. And I always knew there's something better than this, but I don't know what, and I don't know where to find it. I don't know where to look. And this was back when internet was still dial-up and very slow. And so I would start trying to research things, and I'd find out little pieces of information and, nutrition, and you need this, you need that. And so I would implement what I learned best I could. And then one day I was looking up something online, and SimplyAlign came up, and I didn't know what it was. I looked at it and I thought, what is this? And I started looking at the website, and then I realized I knew Carolyn Cooper because you used to teach aerobics, and I recognized you, and I went, oh, I know her. And I was hooked from the minute I looked at it. And I knew that after all these years, this was kind of my answer, that I was figuring out real health and real answers to all the things that I couldn't figure out before. And by this time, my kids were teenagers, and I so wish that I found this many years before. But that's how I got into SimplyAlign, and that's a little bit about me, and figuring out the best way that we can really take care of ourselves.
That is a great story, and I forgot until we knew each other from the gym for yeah, and it's so weird because people find SimplyAlign, like sometimes they'll find the website from all over, like globally, and we were in the same town at the time.
Yeah.
Like we lived in the same place, went to the same gym. You're like, I didn't know you did this.
Right.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a
pretty
fun story.
Yeah, and it's been fun. Very amazing.
So for you, what is the most rewarding aspect of doing the work? It sounds like you've helped your family a lot. Oh, and can I just say, in case anyone doesn't know what a Nana is, that's grandma. All these girls my age have all these really cool names, grandma names, and I'm like, yeah, that's your grandma name, right?
Yep.
How many grandkids do you have, by the way?
Got 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So much fun.
Okay, so back to my question. I was curious though. What's the most rewarding part of doing this work?
For me, the most rewarding part is when I work with a client and we get done with the session, and I will even tell them, this is the fun part now, is to see how this unfolds. And it's like, you clear up the clutter and you send them off with everything that they need, and then just to see what happens. And I have a friend who came to see me about some family issues, and a sibling that doesn't really speak to her. And we did some little bit of energy work, and we were done. I said, okay, well, just see how the next week goes. And she texted me 10 minutes later and said, I know this works, but this is incredible because my sister just texted me and she has never done this. And so I feel like for me, I live in this place every day of wow. It's like we do the work and then we let it go and we don't worry about it. And then when you get the feedback and you just go, wow, I could not have made that up better if I did that myself.
Yeah.
So to me, that's just the most rewarding is the feedback and just the things that change and the things that just the way they unravel.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
really fun when clients see the evidence. Like after a session, people will say, okay, now I feel lighter. I feel unburdened. What do I do? What do I do now? And I always say, just look for evidence that it's working.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's so fun to get the feedback.
Yeah.
I love that story so much, Brigit. Thank you.
Yeah. It's
That's an awesome story. Yeah. And that happens. I can't tell you how many times I've been working with somebody and then like in the old days, when I used to do in person in my office, now everything's on Zoom or phone, but and that was always available to do it like that. But back when I started out and did people in my office, can't tell you how many times like they would get a text like from a spouse or something if we were working on marriage things like during the session. So I just love that story.
no.
Um, okay, here's my favorite question that I ask all the practitioners is, what do you wish that people, what's one thing that, or more than one thing that you wish that people knew about energy healing?
I wish that people knew that it's not woo-woo and it's not weird. It's real and it's science. I ran across an article that said scientists have said that we see only 4% of the world we live in. And so you think about what's happening with the 96% that we can't see. So, that's your thoughts and ideas and your demeanor. There's so much to this world we can't see, but it's still there and it's still very real. And I think of things that we do every day that we don't even think about, but how it changes another person. I mean, you think about, maybe doorbell ditching some cookies on somebody's doorstep when they're going through a rough time. What changes does that bring about to that person in that household?
Yeah.
Even if they choose not to eat them, that feeling of love that came with that, and that thought of somebody's thinking about me, caring about me, I mean, that changes them, that changes their whole day. And so just even those little things that we do, we don't even realize the changes it makes for somebody else. And so I look at energy work and I go, it's that on a deeper level. Just helping with all kinds of things. And it's helping people with their blind spots. And it's helping people where they go, I don't know why I keep not getting that promotion. I don't know why this keeps happening. And it's being able to help that person who can't see that and have the tools to go, well, let's kind of see if we can move that out of your way so you're not doing that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, to me, I love how you taught it because you taught it very matter of fact and very common sense. And it made sense and it was very logical. It just has never felt weird to me or woo-woo to me or anything like that.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of a no drama mama.
There you go. There you go.
And there are energy things out there that, they may be very well and good, but it's not the way we do it. And so I think some people get scared off by certain techniques and things that are just like every religion has all different things that they do under the same umbrella. It doesn't mean that they're all the same. That's how energy healing is too. It's like,
Right.
we do it a little differently. Like, yeah, I like how you said it's logical and it's, we just have a conversation with people and then a skilled practitioner knows, oh, I can see the patterns. I can feel the energy. I can intuit what needs to move. And sometimes things just need a witness, like
Yes,
some pain just never really got witnessed for that person. And
exactly.
then once it's witnessed, it can that
Yeah.
monster under the bed turns into just a dirty sock.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
It's
I love
easy
that.
to move.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give somebody thinking about either having a session? This is a two-part question, like having a session with you, or taking the Simply Align training.
Okay, so my own experience, I never had a session with anybody. I just jumped right into learning how to do it. And I went all the way through the training and I never had a session. I just I just jumped right into it. But I would say to anybody who's either considering a session or learning how to do this, it is the best time and money you'll ever spend. There's not a day that goes by that I don't wake up and go, I don't know what I would do without energy work. I really don't know how I would get through whatever without it. It is like, it has just been a huge blessing in my life. So to me, it's a no-brainer. You know, just go with what feels right to you. If you feel like, well, I feel like I want to do a session with somebody first, and go about it that way. And if you really feel like, no, this is what I've been looking for, jump in and do it. You're not going to regret it.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a jumper inner type too, so I love that about you. I'm always amazed that we have so many people in class who are like, I don't know, I just found this. I don't have any friends who did it.
Yeah.
Never done a session, and they're just you know, they're risking forward and going. It's not really a risk. Like you can't.
It's not a risk. You're
like
not
it's
gonna
information. Yeah, it's stuff that you'll have the rest of your life. Like it's information and help, and
Yes.
and I do feel like I want to say, like, it's a tool. We see it as a tool. Like when you said I wake up and go, what I think that too. I'm like, who would I be if I hadn't started clearing my energy, if I if I couldn't work with the energy? It's like a different language. So it doesn't take the place of any, you know, prayer or spiritual beliefs or anything like that. It's just an added tool. It's like if I were to learn Spanish, I wish I were better at, but if I were to learn a different language, it's just being able to converse in an additional way. And so if I have a Spanish friend, that would be super helpful to be able to do that, but it doesn't take the place of any spiritual practices.
Exactly. Yeah. It completely enhances, because it deepens your understanding of things. So along with your prayer or whatever else you're doing, you have a deeper understanding of what you're saying, I think.
Yeah. Well, and it helps you trust yourself, and it clears your filter. I think a lot of times we have a filter there.
Right.
And we have certain old patterns and family imprints and generational stuff, and it kind of clogs up our filter. So sometimes we think we're getting answers, and once you wash your windows and can see clearer, that's kind of what it does. It helps you wash your windows.
Wash your windows. I like
get
that.
more clarity.
Yeah. Windows.
So Brigit, you are such an awesome woman. How do you do it, man? How do you keep balanced and centered? You know, just, you're such a light. Like what do you do to stay aligned yourself?
Thank you. For me, really finding balance. And for me, that has been learning how to have some boundaries. And I get centered when I am outside, when I'm by myself, when things are quiet, when I can be still. If I can go out and journal or read, or sometimes just kind of sit there and just enjoy being outside and nature and things that are calming. I need that, and that gets me really, really centered. So I try to do that every day.
I love it. Yeah, that's the discipline of doing it every day too, to keep, like, you know what charges your battery, you know what drains you, and you know what energizes you. Just doing it.
Yes. Yeah. Things that feel.
I have loved chatting with you, as I always do.
Me too. This has been fun.
Yeah, I loved everything you said. It's so wise. Where can people find you? You are on our practitioner directory list, but where else if they just want to reach out to Brigit?
Okay. My website is brightworksbybridget.com, and Brigit is spelled different. It's Brigit. And you can get a session right on that website. Also, I write for St. George Health and Wellness magazine. And in there is a phone number. You can call the phone number. And if you wanted to just call, we can set up an appointment that way too. So
thank you. I'm glad you mentioned that. So you've had a column in this magazine for, man, it's been a lot of years now.
it
Right?
has. I started in 2012. And I write about the mind-body connection. And so what I do in my articles, my intention with every article is how can I help people in everyday life who don't know anything about energy work, kind of implement some tools that help keep them balanced. And it might be gratitude, and I might talk all about gratitude and all the things that it can do in your mind and in your body, things that can open up, or journaling, or a vision board, just kind of some practical things. And it's just a way for everybody to kind of understand, oh, here's something I can add to my life and make it a little bit easier, or here's something for me to think about. So that's always my intention for my articles. It's been fun. It's been good for me.
I love it. I love it. And I've read your articles and they're always super good.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Well, thanks.
Okay.
This has been fun.
Yeah, it has been fun. Thanks so much. And thanks for listening and watching. And all the link to our directory is below. And look Brigit up if you were impressed with her. I'm impressed.
Thanks, Carolyn.
Bye for now.
Hey, bye-bye.